Hey, brother man. Big brother. Hey, big brother with the Black Lives Matter shirt. Question for you. I want to read something out the Bible, but I want to see what it means to you. All right? We're gonna meditate on what the Bible says for 1 second. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric. Nice to meet you, Kylo. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
It says, destruction unto them that call good evil and evil good. What's that mean?
What that means to me is what we're living in today.
What
Right?
we living
So-
in today. That's
Right,
heavy, bro.
right.
Keep going.
So, like, they talking about transgender,
Yep.
right?
That's evil.
That's evil.
Right?
Right.
Hi, baby.
Say hello. The sex trade.
The
that's
sex
going
trade,
on,
right? Okay, all that.
California is shooting down laws that will strike these cats out.
Right.
For child sex slavery.
Yep.
Right? They shooting down them laws. They calling that good.
They calling that good, but we know it's evil.
Right.
Do you know where it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? I want to read something to you out of the Bible real quick. Eric, read that.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
The Bible says that we are yet this day, like you said, in present day, we are in captivity.
Deuteronomy 28.
Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28.
I don't know a lot.
You don't know a lot, so this is why we're out here, Eric, is to teach our people.
Right.
Because we don't know a lot.
Right.
We carry on in our present day with what we've been fed by our oppressors, and we turn a blind eye to what the Bible is saying.
Right.
Because we don't have the people to teach us.
Right.
We don't know that transgenderism is wrong.
Right.
We don't know, huh?
Psalms 94 and 20.
Psalms 94 and 20, get that please. We don't know that these things are evil. And as so-called black people, we don't even know who we really are.
Right.
Case in point, my man right here.
Come on.
Young brother, what nationality are you?
Bring that out. Bring that out.
African American.
on.
See what the young brother said? He says African American.
Come on.
Now, Eric, when you were a child, were we called African Americans?
Come on.
No.
Come on.
We were not called African American.
That's right.
We were called what?
Niggas.
We was called. We be called Negro. We be called.
or better, nigger.
We be called nigger.
That's
We be
right.
called Negro. We
That's
be
right.
called colored,
Right.
black, African American.
That's right.
Our name changes every 20 years.
Come on.
But a Chinese man has always been Chinese.
That's right.
An East Indian man has always been Indian.
That's right.
So why is it that our nationalities can change?
Come on, man.
But somebody else's can't. Now we're going to read the Bible. We're going to get the answers as to why. Read that.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have...
Now the throne of iniquity. That's talking about people in rulership who give the sins to the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
That's your transgenderism.
Right.
That's your homosexual laws.
Right.
Those are all the things that God calls evil. Now that throne of iniquity says that it's a good thing.
Right.
Read.
Right.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Shall the throne of iniquity, the people who make these laws, shall they have an equality with us? Read.
Which frameth mischief by law?
With what?
By law!
They frame mischief by law. They frame mischief by law. You know, back in the 80s, it was those mandatory minimums.
Right.
Now our parents are locked up for 20, 30 years
That's right.
over a little crack rock.
Right.
Meanwhile, the so-called white man with his cocaine is getting probation.
That's right.
That's a prime example of how the throne of iniquity has inequality with fellowship with us. They make laws, they create these laws to blind us as to who we really are. Another example of that, Eric, Juneteenth.
Uh-oh.
It's a pacifier. Because with the slaves were freed in 1865.
Come on.
What happened after 1865?
Uh-oh. Come
Were
on.
we able to walk equally
No.
with everybody else? No.
No.
Jim Crow set in,
No.
right? Black codes.
That's right.
All these things that perpetuated slavery.
Right.
Even to this day, where you have the prison industry complex, where those men who are locked up are essentially slaves.
Right.
So when you look at the same people who went through slavery, are the same people who are on the bottom of society today, celebrating a holiday that's meant to pacify them. It's meant to make you comfortable with being on the bottom. Oh, Mr. White Man gave me a holiday to celebrate my eyes freedom. Eyes free now.
Bring it out. Bring it
Eyes
out.
free. You're not free. We still serve the same people, don't we?
That's right.
We still on the bottom to the same people.
Right, sir.
Paying the same taxes to the same people.
Yes, sir.
Go back to Baruch.
Bring it out.
Go back to Baruch. We are not free. My man, you think we free? Celebrating Juneteenth, are we really free? Are the black people really free? Read.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8.
Listen close.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We are still in a place where we were brought as slaves.
That's right.
So the question you want to ask yourself is, why did this happen to us? Why? Why us and nobody else? Read on.
We are yet this day in our captivity,
Read.
where thou hast scattered us,
Read.
for a reproach and a curse.
For a reproach and a curse. It's a curse to be put in chains.
Right.
It's a curse to have somebody call you outside of your God-given name.
right.
Because we're not black. We are the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
We are the real Jews.
That's
right.
Thus saith the Lord. But the problem is that our people are so blinded by society, now they don't realize that this whole book is talking about you. From front to back, you're the real Jew.
Bring
You
it out.
are the tribe of Judah. You are the mighty men. You are the rightful rulers of the earth.
That's right.
But our people have their eyes closed. Now you mentioned Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 is a pivotal chapter. It's a pivotal chapter. But in your church, going to church? In your church, did they teach us the Old Testament? No. They said that 3/5 of the Bible, don't even read it. It don't matter. But the curses that explain why this happened to us are written back there.
That's right.
Maybe now you know why those churches, when there's a church on every block, in every corner, in every hood where you see black people, full of black people who don't know that the whole book's about them.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. I'm going to Deuteronomy 28 15. This whole book is talking about you. Now we read that we be scattered for a reproach. And Eric, you mentioned Deuteronomy 28. We're going to read it. All right?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
When the Bible says it shall come to pass, that means it's going to happen.
Right.
You agree with that? So you believe in the Bible too, right? So when God says it will happen, every prophecy in the book is going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou wilt not hearken to the words of the Bible. Now just think about black people for 1 second. As a whole, do we do what the Bible says or do we not? So we know we don't. Let's keep reading.
Well, we wasn't doing it then.
To observe to
And
do
we not doing it now.
Exactly.
We wasn't doing it then,
That's
and we
why
for
we
damn
in
sure
the
ain't.
position
That's
that we in
exactly
right
you.
now.
You see what he's saying?
Yes.
The reason why we're on the bottom is because we break God's commandments.
That's right.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Read.
to observe to do all his commandments,
How many?
all his commandments,
Read.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It says that if we don't keep God's commandments, we'll be cursed. So I know in Stockton, California, the black man is cursed.
That's right.
Because we're on the bottom. Meanwhile, the white man lives up at the top, in the hills.
Right.
We in the valleys, they in the hills, right? It says we be cursed for breaking God's commandments. Young sisters, did you know that your people are cursed for breaking God's commandments? Before you go, Eric, don't leave. We're going to show you one major curse. Because you brought up the chapter, now we're showing you. So don't leave yet. 28, 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
It says that God's going to bring our people into Egypt. Again, Eric, help me out. What were the Jews doing in Egypt the first time?
Slavery.
On point. They were
Right.
slaves. So that word Egypt, it means slavery. Young sisters, the word Egypt in the Bible, it means slavery. Listen close, read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Into slavery
again with ships.
with ships. What people do you know on the earth that went into slavery on ships? I'm asking you, sis. Who's this talking about? Who's the Bible it's talking about? Us. We are the children of Israel. Designed to lie to us,
come
to
on.
keep us on the bottom.
That's right.
Because now we think that we're black people. We think we're African American.
Right.
But those are not nationalities. Those are terms, titles put upon the children of Israel. The real Jews. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We're not going to see our actual homeland again. Read.
And there,
Off of a ship.
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what it said? Did you hear what it said? We will be sold to somebody else. What do you know about slavery? Come take a look. Come close. Look at the sign. You too, bro. Come look. Come look. There was a point in time. You two better come on up because our people are not being taught in schools properly. Right? At one point in time. You go ahead.
White music for something they do.
To slavery.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's prophesied in the Bible. Hold on, I got you, bro. So what we got going on here is our people were brought out of Africa by way of ship.
That's right.
Right? And we were sold to somebody else and had our names reassigned. What's your last name? Harris. What's your last name? Robinson. Huh? I see Spanish last name, an English last name, and an English last name. But our people are not from England. We got given these names because at one point in time, our ancestors were owned by them.
That's right.
So when we celebrate Juneteenth, we think we're celebrating the liberation from the people who used to own us, buy and sell us. But when you look at society, we're still underneath the same people who did this to us.
That's right.
Am I right or wrong? That's right. So, give me Matthew 15:3.
Bring it out.
When we celebrate things like Juneteenth, things like Christmas, things like our birthday, New Year's Day, are we celebrating our own heritage or are we celebrating the heritage of those that did this to us? You tell me.
Bring it up.
Huh? We celebrating the holidays of those that did this to us.
That's right.
So you know when a baby's crying, and you give them a pacifier, it's meant to shut them up. Juneteenth is the same thing.
That's right.
It's just meant to shut us up.
That's right.
Now we got a national holiday. Now it's all good, but it's not all good because one of our brothers is going to die tonight. He's going to die by the hands of his own people. Some brother's going to go to jail, get locked up for stealing. Some young girl's going to get pregnant because she doesn't know who she is according to God. You know y'all are princesses. You have royal blood. But you know what the crazy thing is? A princess knows her lineage. A princess knows who she comes from. The same is true with a king. He knows who he is.
That's right.
So who are you? If you were a princess, who are you? Princess of what nation? Take a look at that sign all the way to the right. Come look. Come close. Come take a look. Come look. Come look. Are you Hispanic, Mexican? You look and look too. My man, come look. Hermano. Senor. So look right here. See where it says American Black? What's it say next to it? Give me Jeremiah 14, verse 2. You see right there at the bottom where it says Issachar, Mexican? That's you in the Bible. You're the tribe of Issachar. You're a black man too? So-called black? All these people in the Bible are the same race. At the bottom for the same reason. Because we don't keep God's commandments. How old are you, 15? You're 13 also? Now y'all getting to the age where you see a lot of boys starting to get at you. Am I right or wrong? Right, and you see a lot of girls maybe a little older starting to get what? Starting to get what? What happens to our girls at 15, 16 years old? They get pregnant with no husband. Right, is that a problem in our communities, young ladies? Do we see a lot of young girls getting pregnant too early? We getting pregnant too early. That's true in the black and Hispanic household. Sometimes we be 20 years old with 3 babies by then. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm asking you, is that a good thing or a bad thing? To see young girls pregnant before they're married. That's a bad thing, but it runs rampant in our communities. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
So God has a solution for you young girls.
Teach them.
For you young daughters of Zion, Israelite women, on how to conduct yourself to make sure that you don't end up pregnant without a husband.
That's right. Teach
Pregnant
them.
without a man who can provide and protect you. Because that's a problem in our community.
Come on,
Were your
big
parents
bro.
married? Your parents married? Your parents married? Parents married? Parents married? Parents married? Parents married? Parents married? No, it's a problem. And very rare do you see children being brought up with their parents married. And does that make our nation stronger or weaker? Exodus 22:16.
Bring it out.
This is for y'all young girls, all under 20. Listen close to what the Bible's really talking about. And sis, this is what the men should have been teaching our daughters.
That's right.
Read that.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16.
Read.
And if
If a boy does what?
entice a maid.
If a man entice a maid. What does it mean to entice a maid? What's that mean? Huh? No, that's not what that means. Entice means to spit game at you.
Right.
Hey, young thing, what that thing do? Hey, young lady, what's your name? He's trying to holler at you. Right? Read it again.
And if a man entice a maid, that is not betrothed.
If a boy starts to spit game at you, read.
And lay with her.
And lay with her, meaning he spits game and he has sex. That's where babies come from if you didn't know.
Right, bring it up.
If that young man has sex with her, right? Read.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
He shall what?
Surely endow her to be his wife.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife. Now these young boys that are going to be up inside the Juneteenth festival, that's going to ask you for your number, ask you for your Instagram, they need to be thinking about how to marry you and not turn you into a whore.
Right, bring
Not
it out.
slut you out, not pimp you out, not lay down with you just for the sake of entertainment, right? 'Cause that's what our people do.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is